We're like, we're not going to accept any money from outer sources. We're going to keep it very small, very compact. We're going to all live together. We're going to crash on floors and use air mattresses. And we have total say about where this goes. And I don't need to compromise.
Repeat after me. We are not doing anything wrong.
We are not doing anything wrong.
My name is Keith Perry, and I was part of the Ulster County family. It's about a cult, and different characters end up at this cult for different reasons. And I was wondering, how did Sonja, the writer, come up with the idea?
I acted in a series of Scientology propaganda films, and at the time I just thought they were industrials that paid really well, and I just responded to an ad in Backstage magazine. But I started to be interested in that thing of how Scientology might have a weird rep, but the people I worked with just seemed like chill people who were trying to make their way in the world versus the public perception of Scientology. So I wanted to write about what it means to be in a secretive sect where on the outside world it looks polarizing and terrifying and people are like, why the fuck are you here? Why wouldn't you leave?
Yeah.
So I wanted to write about what keeps people from leaving in a situation that looks like awful from the outside. We were going to produce something else. The girl who I was going to produce her project signed with ICM. Suddenly they're like, we want to package talent and we want a huge budget, and they were talking names, and I was like, this will never get done. Like, even if I can say I have a development deal with these people, my shit's never going to get out there. And it became more and more difficult the more fancy it got, and we just decided to pull the plug on all of it. So I wrote for 3 weeks, got a draft, and then was like, I know these talented people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write roles for them. In 1 month we had the script, and the next month we were on set shooting. With the last project, we got some investors to come in, and it was after, because no one wants to give a first-time filmmaker any money, but after we were able to have the first part of the thing paid for, we went through principal photography. Once we showed that we were able to finish our movie, we got people to put in finishing funds. With that came the issue of people wanting creative control. And we suddenly had people trying to approve the cut and telling us what we could and couldn't do. And a lot of it was really well-meaning. And it's their money, and I want to serve them. But I also want to have a good project and make the best thing.
When they want something and you don't want to give it to them, do you?
Creatively, I really can't sacrifice. But with promotional stuff, maybe. With this, I cared more about keeping the creative control. And my co-director and my 2 producers who both acted in it, we all went splits on the money for this. And then somebody in my writing class said, oh, darling, didn't you know I have a farm in the Catskills? And it's abandoned in the summer. We went and we were able to get our primary location for free. And we're doing the SAG New Media contract, which means everyone is volunteering their time, but we're all SAG, so we had to. So it was people being really generous and really gracious about their resources. We put the trailer on social media, and the SeriesFest people just happened to see our trailer and asked us to submit, and I think that helped our chances, because before I did the blind submission thing with my first film, everyone thinks their first film will go to Sundance. Yeah. Everyone spends a shit ton of money wasting all of their money trying to get into South by Southwest without a sales agent, and this time we were like, we're not doing that, and then we just happened to have one of the big 3 festivals see the trailer, ask us to submit, and I was really fortunate.
Now I want to know more about the whole process. As you can see, so because I was in the room obviously at the time while you were casting the roles. What catches your eye when you're like, that guy?
When we were casting, we made a real effort to get rid of any sort of ethnicity on breakdowns. I don't want to be part of another show where it's like a whole white cast that doesn't reflect the world I live in. And I'm co-directing with a British Indian director, and the biggest thing that we said was, this is going to be diverse.
When I first got out of school, it was a lot of the same type of roles, the aggressive, street. Then it started to change when I started saying no to some of these things. So it became the street smart guy. And then once I did that.
And had a good reel with that.
Yeah, and then it became the more sophisticated guy. Because actually, the first time I said no, the producer and director actually wanted to compromise. They're like, okay, so
what will you do?
Yeah, well, yeah. What are you okay with?
Every guy that meets me here says, "Oh, you're a cast member," and I'm like, "I'm the creator. At least I have some control and I'm making things, and I can be like, come and see what I'm doing, and I'm not just like a puppet."
Yeah. We just want a chance. That's all. Coming out of school, I just wanted a chance to audition for everything that's just open. Once you know it's powerful, and it's okay to say no. that's what I'd say when it comes to the industry.
Like don't participate in the projects that are showing racist depictions that are stereotypical and sexist, shitty female projects. I try to not have to do that anymore. I would rather make projects where I feel valued and like I can play an intelligent, articulate person.
Yeah, all pays off because